Y'all get ready?
Yes, you get ready.
Shout out to all my tea sippers out there. We are gathered here today to sip some tea, honey. So make sure you guys have your teacups ready because you already know this tea is what? Piping hot. Hey, you guys. So I wanted to come on here and talk about the whole DaBaby situation. So I covered the whole situation with him and Cam Coldheart where he beat him up at the mall. And it was a bunch of mess. Baby was throwing shots at him first, so he decided to start recording him since he wanted to be a comedian, and he starts, talking shit. This nigga's a bitch. This nigga ain't gonna do nothing. And so they're going back and forth, and then finally the baby's like, do something. And Cam swings, and, the camera goes crazy, and then the next shot, we see the baby. He's in the camera. He's like, I whooped that nigga ass. Say something. Pull your pants up. And we see the dude, he's on the ground. His drawers are showing. Thank goodness they was clean, bitch. Okay, I was kind of nervous for him. His drawers are showing. There's blood everywhere. His nose is bleeding. This entire situation's a hot damn mess, but you know what? I'm here for it, bitch.
I'm the truth, nigga. Knock them out. Me. Dolo. I'm the truth.
And since then, DaBaby and his entourage, they just stayed getting into trouble. They stayed beating folks up, knocking them out. His security guard knocked out somebody a few months ago, and most recently they knocked out a female. So he's caught a lot of slack for that. So recently what's going on is this. DaBaby was arrested for basically beating up a promoter. And this happened in Miami. So he said that the promoter owed him $30,000 and he was $10,000 short. So at that point, they attacked him. The promoter came out and said that they poured apple juice on him. He showed his bruises. They robbed him for $80. They took his credit card, his cell phone, and the fight was also caught on camera. So y'all go ahead and check this out.
Yeah, arresting the baby, boy. Crazy. Arresting the baby. What that is, Gage?
That's a patty.
Arresting that man for nothing.
All right, so you guys just saw that fight. So that is what caused him to be arrested. But what's crazy is that about a week before this fight, he was also at the Dallas airport fighting one of the workers there. And that was also caught on camera as well. Go ahead and peek this.
New Grammy-nominated rapper DaBaby is going before a judge today after his arrest in Miami. Local 10 News reporter Hatzavella is live in Miami with what we are learning about this robbery investigation that the rapper is connected to. Hatzel.
Well, Sam, I can tell you no bond for the rapper because he has an outstanding warrant out of Dallas, Texas, but now he's also facing a new charge here in Miami.
Jonathan Kirk.
Jonathan Kirk, known for his stage name, DaBaby, in felony court this morning. Arrested, the judge said, on a warrant from Dallas, Texas. The charge is engaging in organized criminal activity.
If you want to waive extradition, that means you're agreeing to be sent to the state of Texas. That would be after you resolve the local case here, which your lawyer is working hard to do.
That's mine.
But that's the Texas case. He's also facing local charges that stem from an incident Thursday at the Novotel Hotel in Brickell.
Okay, Mr. Kirk, what you're charged with here, sir, is a crime of battery. I'm sorry.
Here is 28-year-old Kirk in misdemeanor court charged with battery. It is at the hotel. Police say Kirk punched one person. Then Kirk and several other males started attacking another man said to be a music producer. The producer had met with Kirk to pay him $30,000 for a performance that was supposed to take place at Cafe Iguanas on Thursday. When the producer showed up $10,000 short, police say the confrontation started. So in misdemeanor court, the judge told Mr. Kirk to stay away from the victim, also to stay away from the hotel. Here's what's interesting, though. He told the judge there's about $250,000 sitting in his hotel room. Not sure what's going to happen with that money, but we do know Mr. Kirk will remain in jail. Reporting live this afternoon in Miami, I'm Hatzavella, Local 10 News.
Friday, he had this to say.
I got $250,000 in the hotel. I need my lawyer to go get it.
And shortly after he faced a judge in that case,
And good morning, Mr. Kirk.
he was back in court after it was discovered he had a warrant out for his arrest for a different case in Dallas, Texas.
And the charge is engaging in organized criminal activity.
For now, he'll remain behind bars at TGK until he's extradited and resolves his local case here in South Florida.
Right now, the warrant from Texas says no bond, and that's how I'm holding him.
All right, so you guys just saw that fight in that news clip. So DaBaby got out the other day, and basically he took to social media, and this is what he stated about his release. He says, "To whom it may concern, please stop talking to me about that weak-ass 48 hours I spent in jail and that failed attempt to break my spirit and interrupt the path I'm taking to my God-given success." And he goes on to say, "Don't allow yourself to be misled by janky promoters and lazy-ass grown men itching for an opportunity to file a lawsuit that they won't win." And he says, "I remain composed and focused knowing allegations made without honesty and integrity will never be honored by the Most High. Please be reminded that sucker-ass situations like these aren't worthy of your time or attention. Don't allow yourself to be lost in the sauce or misinformed by the media. I encourage you all to kick back, relax, and prepare yourself for the new wave of music and entertainment that I have prepared for you all." Fire emoji, baby. So that is what he said about the current situation. Then he also stated, "For those who pass judgment, I already forgave you in advance. P.S. How many ladies think I'm sexier after reading this post and finding out I'm smart too? Had to clear the air real quick. Back to work, you bitch ass niggas." So that's what DaBaby had to say. And he has had a really successful year. He even made it onto Obama's top playlist, which I thought was awesome. My son went to his concert. Him and his friends had a really good time. So, I mean, he does, make some good music. But like I stated before in the past, I don't feel like pulling a flashback, but I stated that he needs to get other people around him because his entourage will definitely lead him into trouble. All these fights, they're taking notes. So even if he wants to call the promoter janky and say that the promoter is just looking for a lawsuit, which he has confirmed that he's going to sue, that's not going to negate past behavior and beating people up, him and his entourage. The situation with Cam that happened in North Carolina, the situation that happened with Don Tragg, where they almost killed Don Tragg. And then you had the situation with the woman that they knocked out at the concert. So it's just been one thing after another. Then we had the incident in Dallas and now the incident in Miami. That alone is 5 incidences. And after a while, that starts to paint a picture of your character. You can write whatever you want to write on social media. You can be as woke as you want to be on social media. But when we keep seeing videos, coming out of you and your entourage beating people up, then at that point, people got to give the situation a side eye. So I just think the whole situation is crazy. So that whole situation made no sense. But obviously it did bother DaBaby because this morning he took to social media and this is what he posted. He basically said that on social media, lost souls are influenced by lost souls. So he says this: "If social media wasn't such a lucrative tool in business, I wouldn't even be on it. Lost souls influenced by lost souls. I hate to see it. I encourage people to have the courage to find themselves without the false sense of security they search for on the internet." Then he goes on to say, "I always prefer to say less because social media ain't the place for the truth. But lately I've been feeling like it's my calling to say more. I don't know how I want to play it though. I respect my mind too much to allow myself to be identified as one of these internet MFs." Then he says, "I'm like that for real. My last name is Kirk. The internet is so lost, they think if a nigga says something with substance, he's sad. Bitch, I'm good. God just moved me to send out this message this morning. Don't send pity where it isn't needed. Just soak up the game for what it's worth. Shit may not be worth nothing at all. Y'all don't pay me no mind. I'm just a rap nigga with an iPhone, using his fingers to put words together. Let me go back to saying less before I scare motherfuckers away." And I believe that he said that, to not only address the jail situation, but to also address the chicken head on Facebook who's looking for attention. So the whole situation is crazy. I think DaBaby's a good artist. He definitely has a lot of cool songs. DaBaby's new video, Bop on Broadway, is definitely a damn bop, okay? So I think he's doing his thing. I think he needs to focus on that. He definitely needs to channel his anger because the problem is this, Mr. Suge, and that song is the shit. But the problem is this, Mr. New Suge. You don't want to end up like the old Suge and find your ass in prison behind some BS. Because the guy being short $20,000, something like that, you just handle that in court. Because now you're going to end up paying more money in criminal charges and lawsuits and everything else than if you would have just sued him for the remaining, $10,000. Is it okay that some of these promoters out here being janky? Of course not. But again, as adults, you have to handle stuff in the court system by legal means. Or just say, you know what, if you don't have my money, I'm not performing, period. And then at that point, that's on the janky promoter to figure out how he's going to pay back the club and all these people that he brought out to see DaBaby. So that could have been an option as well. But beating him up, taking his items, pouring juice on him, it just wasn't needed because now you have a bigger headache on your plate. So the whole situation is crazy. It's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out. So they've definitely been watching DaBaby for a while. They've definitely been watching his moves. So he's going to need to move a lot more carefully, from this day forth, because at this point, he's being known more for his fights than even his music. So anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Let me know your thoughts on this entire situation concerning DaBaby, him getting arrested, him coming out and speaking on situations. How do you guys feel about that? And do you agree with me that basically he needs to channel that anger elsewhere before he ends up doing time, before he ends up like the old Suge Knight, okay? So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Last but not least, don't forget to hit the notification bell so that we can be done with the notification squad. So let me know your thoughts on this entire crazy situation. All right, deuces.